SLO County celebrated Earth Day this past weekend.
And a decision has been made on the case behind Kennedy Love's devastating death.
In St. Louis Obispo, locals waited in line the night before a unique event.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the latest edition of Mustang News. Good afternoon, and welcome to the latest edition of Mustang News. Today is April 23rd, and I'm Victoria Gracie.
And I'm Anna George. Here are today's top stories. The 28th Annual SLO County Earth Day Fair and Music Festival took place this past weekend at Laguna Lake Park. The festival takes place every year to educate the community on the devastation that is taking place in our global environment. There are multiple booths at the festival that held interactive activities and solutions to the problems that are taking place in our environment. Lava Love is a women's boutique that collects clothes from around the world.
Inspired by the lack of women's clothing out there that is embodying free-spirited, creative, confident women.
The festival also included various wildlife species and wildlife from the Pacific Wildlife Care and a kid zone that was provided by Steam Trunk. On Friday, the Cal Poly Women in Business celebrated its biggest event of the year at the Performing Arts Center. Valerie Gasparini attended the event and caught up with two of the women behind it all.
Over 700 Cal Poly students, high schoolers, industry professionals, and community members came together for this year's Defining Her Future, a Women in Leadership Conference. The conference, hosted by Cal Poly Women in Business organization, provided attendees the opportunity to network with industry professionals, attend breakout sessions on career-driven topics, and celebrate female empowerment in the workforce.
That we do in putting this on impacts so many people. It impacts high schoolers who attend this event, it impacts Cal Poly students, it impacts professionals, and it makes them think and challenge themselves and want to be better. And I think being able to do that and have that impact as a student is really, really powerful.
All the activities throughout the day were centered around finding the intersection between passions and career, alongside this year's theme, Finding Your Why.
Finding your why is about finding what makes you tick, what you should go for, and then of course finding the resources and the people to help you go and do that thing. And that's been exemplified so many different ways today. It's really great to see.
Valerie Gasparini, Mustang News.
On Saturday, Boo Boo Records celebrated Record Store Day. Celebrator Camila Corquera was live from the event.
Corquera here reporting live from Boo Boo Records in downtown San Luis Obispo. Right here behind me, people are lining up for limited edition records and vinyls. Today is Record Store Day 2018, and we're going to see what's in store.
You're honoring the music and the slowness of everything, right? The process.
Right.
And it's just a ritual, like listening to a record is.
Right, absolutely. It's not instant. You got to come out and wait in line and pick through your albums, and you can't just download it. You know, so there's a little bit something to it, and it's neat that there's collectibles and stuff that you can't find, and limited edition stuff that disappears. You know, there are things that I probably want, which I know I won't get, even though we stood in line for an hour and a half.
Customers do only have 5 minutes to find the records they are looking for. They tell you what's in the stacks, but you do have to find them on your own. This will be going on until the store closes tonight. Bands will be playing, more customers will be filing in. Right now, they do only let a certain amount of people in.
For Mustang News, I'm Camila Corquera.
And I'll be back with your local weather just after this update.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
And the sun is here to stay this week in San Luis Obispo with highs in the 72 and lows in the 48 for today. You can expect a clear night today with lots of stars. And then for the week, it's going to be relatively warm with highs in the 70s and 80s and slow, with lows in 40 and 48. And then on Thursday, we can expect a high of 69 degrees with a low of 47, and then a high on 68 and a low of 39 on Friday and slow. And then on the beaches in Cayucas, it's going to be 63 degrees, and in Moros, a high of 61 with a low of 47. And then going more south, we can expect a high of 60 and a high of 61 as well in Oceana. And then in North County, it's going to be pretty hot with highs in the 81s in Paso and in Atascadero, and then cooling down in San Luis Obispo and in Santa Margarita, and then as well in Cayucas. And then Arroyo Grande, we can expect a high of 64 and a low of 46 for today. And in Guadalupe, a high of 64 as well. Napomo is going to be a little bit hotter with a high of 67. And then if we look in Santa Maria, it's going to be a little bit warmer with 82 and 69 in Orcutt. And then we'll be with sports in just a moment.
Thank you, Natalie, for the weather update. I'm Camila Corcuera here with the latest in Cal Poly sports. It was a disappointing weekend for the men's tennis team after Santa Barbara swept Cal Poly 7-0. The Mustangs lost a dual match point in the morning, setting the tone for the rest of the day. At the #1 spot, Josh Ortlib battled hard but lost to Santa Barbara's Nicolas Moreno. The rest of the team, including seniors Carl Inander and Axel Damians, fought for the win, but the Gauchos swept the match. Saturday's match honored the two seniors as they played their final match of their college career. It was a disappointing day, but a successful season overall.
We just got to play a little bit better on big points. You know, we have to trust what we've done all year long and not feel like we have to play outside of ourselves on bigger points. And just it came down to a few points here and there, and Santa Barbara executed better than us. And we can beat them. You know, it was 7-0 today, but very close scores on a lot of courts. Just got to play better on deuce points and on sudden death points.
The Mustangs have another chance to defeat Santa Barbara this weekend at the Big West Conference Tournament. The Cal Poly softball team moved into a tie for third place in the Big West Conference. Reporters Sydney Finkel and Sawyer Millam have the highlights from this weekend.
The Cal Poly softball team took on Cal State Northridge in a 3-game series at home this past weekend. Here in the first game of the doubleheader, third baseman Stephanie Hayward smacks a double to left center field as Cal Poly takes a 1-0 lead.
In the fourth inning, right fielder Crimson Kaiser knocks in another run to make it a 4-zip game.
The Matadors tried to rally as right fielder Megan Stevens gets all of that one as it's over the wall for a 2-run home run.
But Lindsey Tomer is able to get the batter to fly out to end the game. Cal Poly wins 5-2.
In the second game of the doubleheader, shortstop Chelsea Convisar rips a double as Sarah Wolf rounds the bases and scores Cal Poly's first run of the game.
Then with the game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out, Commissar again is able to push it through the gap as McKenna Young scores the game-winning run as Cal Poly wins in walk-off fashion by a final score of 3-2.
In the final game of the series on Sunday, first baseman Haley Martin singles to score the only run of the game. Lindsey Chalmers was dealing on the mound as she strikes out the final batter, and Cal Poly wins 1-0 to secure a sweep over CSUN.
Next, Cal Poly will try to extend its 4-game winning streak when they travel to take on Long Beach State next Saturday.
The team will travel to Long Beach this weekend to play in a 3-game series. The Cal Poly Beach volleyball team beats both Vanguard and San Jose State this weekend. The Mustangs were able to get the win over both teams 5-0 on Friday for their final regular season matches. The team looked to get some practice for this weekend's Big West Conference Championships, which will decide whether they go to nationals or not.
Junior college, which is a little bit lower level than we usually play, so we were really focusing on some skills that we're going to have to use against tougher teams going forward, because we have conference championships next weekend and then hopefully nationals the weekend after. Our strategy was to serve line to line to force their approach close to the pin, so that our blocker can take like most that side of the court, and then I'm focused on getting the win side over here.
This weekend for the first round of the Big West Conference.
Coming up after the break, find out how Cal Poly grad students are working to change the way we surf the waves.
In this day and age, everybody gets their news from social media, and my team's pretty much in charge of making sure that Mustang News has a great presence across all social media platforms. Whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, we want to make sure that our news is reaching our audience. At Mustang News, we're truth tellers. We're student media, but we're going to do our best to tell the truth of our people and the voices of the Cal Poly campus.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America in your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. 3 aerospace engineering graduate students, Sean Wicksted, Brandon Baldovan, and Tynan Guerra, talked to the Mustang News about their current projects.
So what we'd really like to do is kind of bring a new take into the surf industry and develop a brand that is really bringing in high performance equipment and kind of some new tech into the field.
The aerospace engineering that we know and the passion of surfing, and combine that and take a risk at really pushing forward what we believe is going to be the future of surfing.
So as far as what it'll look like, it'll be different from a traditional fin, and it'll probably look a little closer to like a mashup between surfboard fin, airplane wing.
From a more like engineering standpoint, the chance to work on something like to apply like our aerospace knowledge to something like as unconventional as a surfboard fin and surfboard is like pretty fascinating to me.
In life, there's really only a few opportunities to work on a project you love doing with friends. And this is that opportunity for us, and we're going for it.
What a cool invention. This weekend, SLO High School hosted over 700 participants at the annual Color Blast Fun Run. The event was created in 2013 after Alex Mayer, a 17-year-old San Luis Obispo High School senior, died in a car crash on his way home from a soccer game. The Color Run now serves as a fundraiser for the Alex Mayer Memorial Fund and Scholarship. Over 700 participants were blasted with cornstarch color powder and then proceeded to run or walk the 5 kilometers designated for the event. There were participants from every age group in attendance. Some were friends of Alex Mayer, and others were just young soccer players who wanted to support a good cause within their community. Well, that's all the time we have for Mustang News this week. I'm Anna George.
And I'm Victoria Gracie.
Have a great weekend.